Good morning and happy Father's Day. I want to start off by reciting to you the top 10 things you'll never hear a dad say. Number 10. Well, how about that? I'm lost. Looks like we'll have to stop and ask for directions. Number 9. You know, Pumpkin, now that you're 13, you'll be ready for unchaperoned car dates. Won't that be fun? Number 8. I noticed that all your friends have a certain up your attitude. I like that. Number 7. Here's a credit card and the car keys. Go crazy. Number 6. What do you mean you want to play football? Figure skating's not good enough for you, son? 5. Your mother and I are going away for the weekend and you might want to consider throwing a party. Number 4. Well, I don't know what's wrong with your car. Probably one of those doohickey thingies. You know, that makes it run or something. Just have it towed to a mechanic and pay whatever he asks. Number 3. No son of mine is going to live under this roof without an earring. Now quit your belly aching and let's go to the mall. Number 2. What do you mean go? What do you want to go get a job for? I make plenty of money for you to spend. And the number 1 thing you'll never hear a dad say is this: Father's Day? Don't worry about that. It's no big deal. Well, happy Father's Day to you all. And the Bible lists several dads who are the kind of fathers whose examples are worth following. And I've chosen 4 fantastic fathers in the Bible who got the attention of heaven. On one hand, they did what was spectacular. On the other hand, they only did what was expected of every dad. That's the wonderful thing about being a parent. Even the common, ordinary things that we do have a tremendous impact. Going to work, well, working from home now. Bringing home a paycheck to support our families. Being faithful to our wife. Being a moderate provider and shelter from harm and evil. Throwing a ball. Sipping a cup of coffee, pushing a bicycle with no training wheels, and saying no, saying yes. Those things are so simple, anyone can do them. But what makes them grand is not everyone has the fortitude to actually do them. The men we will consider as follow-worthy fathers are these people: Noah, Abraham, Job, and Joshua. And no, this isn't going to be an hour sermon. These are 4 guys, very common household names. Most of us know their stories. They're famous Bible characters. They're superheroes of the faith. Yet each one of them did something which today's dad can easily duplicate. Noah, he saved the race by saving his family. When the world was falling apart, one father went about life in such a way as to find favor with God in heaven. Early thought in every deed and every man was wicked. God planned to wipe out all mankind from the face of the earth. Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord because he was a righteous man, blameless among all the people of his time. And he walked with God because he dared to be different rather than cowering to the spiritual climate of his peers. God saw a redeeming quality in the people he had created. What a thought, to consider that one man living right in a wicked world could get God's attention. When the Lord looked at the world, he saw a dismal picture. But when he saw Noah, he must have sat a little straighter on his throne. A smile must have formed on his face. And in that moment, as he considered Noah, God devised a redemptive plan. He decided on a way to save one man who did what was right and his family. The world over, Dad is known to stand for a cause he believes in. And when that stand puts him in a minority, dads, it doesn't matter what the rest of the world's doing. Live right, and you will secure the honor of your family. Your integrity may spare your family from the judgment of God. In fact, the way one man lives sometimes alters the course of the world events. Let's consider Abraham. Abraham would command his children. The Lord chose to set a nation apart in order to begin the process of redeeming the world through his mercy to that nation. To raise up that nation, he would choose a man that would lead his children in the way God wanted him to. He used Abraham as the founder of the nation. And when Abraham chose to live by faith, he carved a path in the wilderness. As he stepped out to follow the will of God, he demonstrated how to follow the Lord for his family. He taught them to keep the ways of the Lord by obeying his call. I can imagine someone saying, yeah, but Abraham had visions and revelations. I haven't had any of those things. No, but we have 66 books full of visions and revelations waiting for us to receive. There's no need for the Lord to give us new revelations until we live by the old ones we already have. Following God is a mystical experience, but it also is a practical experience. Abraham left everything that was familiar to him. Leave your country, your people, your father's household, and go to the land that I will show you. That's pretty mystical. But haven't we been called to do the same sort of mysticism? Aren't we on a journey to a land that we haven't seen? The practical part is getting up every morning, packing your things for that day's trip. Abraham got up and started walking. How will I know when I get there? I'll tell you when you get there. All right. Are we there yet? In the same way for us, we get up every morning and do the things we know to do until the Lord tells us we've arrived. Teaching our children the way of the Lord can be as simple as answering this question. Are we there yet? We'll know when we get there. I think of Job too this morning. Job got God's attention, and it wasn't because he was a rich man, but because he was blameless, and because as a father he faithfully prayed for his children. Job's faithfulness in this responsibility has always impressed me. He prayed for his children just in case any of them had sinned. He didn't wait for a neighbor to report, "I've seen one of your children doing wrong, Job." He knew the weakness of human nature, and he prayed for them. Whether they needed it or not, it was Job's burden in prayer, and his kids always honored God, which gave the Lord such confidence in him. There's not a dad in the world who can't adopt this habit of intercessory for the hearts of his family members. Every one of us can pray. Every morning when we wake up, we can take our family before the throne of God in prayer. Every night before we go to bed, we can call our children by name. And all through the day as they come to mind, we can breathe a prayer on their behalf. Pray for them on special occasions. Tests, games, jobs, dates, numerous things, even weddings, babies, grandkids, on and on. Our children will never outgrow our prayers or the need for our prayers. Job's children were all grown and on their own, but he never stopped the custom he developed when they were young. We don't have to be superheroes to pray for our families, but if we do pray for them, they may never know we aren't. Joshua comes to mind as well. He chose the Lord for his family. When Israel was about to enter the third generation of leadership, Joshua set the example for every home in the nation. Not only that, he also set the tone for every father who would follow after him. When we leave this world, our greatest legacy is not which shows the direction we left. The most important thing is what we can do in our death is to let those we leave know where we are going, where we stand with the Lord. How many funerals have you ever attended and had someone come to you with these words? I believe he made his peace with the Lord. And you can tell by the way they say it, they're hoping for some type of confirmation from you. They don't know. Peace with God in his final destination. That's what they're hoping for. What a sad way to leave those you love, wondering where you will spend eternity. When Joshua laid down the baton of leadership, he made clear the direction he wanted the nation to pursue. I realize we cannot impose our faith and standard and conduct on the next generation once we're gone, but we can let them know our dreams and faith while we are here. Joshua, as much as told Israel, I don't know what you will do when I'm not here, but this is what I hope you will do. What made Joshua a great father to follow was his determination that he and his family would follow the Lord. 4 famous fathers, men who loved their families and they served the Lord. Noah, who lived different from the people around him. Abraham, who introduced his family in the ways of the Lord. Job, who prayed for his family and their hearts would stay pure. Joshua, who chose the Lord to be Lord of his home. They have been famous on earth and they will be famous in heaven. They set their families on a godly path, leading by example. They left footprints worth following. They did simple things that we can do. They did right when it would be easier, even acceptable, to do wrong. They left the familiar and broke away from the crowd. They prayed faithfully for their children. And they chose the Lord as God of their life, and they let everyone know it. You can do the same things. Start with choosing the Lord, and then live for God and let everyone know it. You can make a world of difference. May God bless you on this Father's Day.